Now, Agapanthus, beautiful, blue and white. Now, if you've ever been to the Mediterranean, they're actually called an African lily, so that's where they originate from. But if you've been to the Mediterranean, Canary Islands, any of those countries, you'll see these growing like weeds in ditches everywhere. And they're beautiful blue, white flowers. That's the predominant colour, is blue and white. Now, what happens is you see those and then people want to plant them and they put a nice one in a pot like that, give it lovely compost, and you get a lot of foliage and no flowers, and people think, oh, you know, I don't have any success, it's difficult to grow. What in actual fact is you're treating it too well. These grow in rock-strewn gullies, in all sorts of places, but they thrive on abuse. Now, in a pot this size, what these like are fierce drainage. They actually like they like moisture, but they like drainage. They don't like standing water. What you need is a lot of crocks in the bottom. That gives you the good drainage. And then what you need is some multi-purpose compost, just to fill that up. Now, this one would take 3 to 5 plants. I'm going to put 3 in this one, but it would take 3 to 5 plants in there. Just spread those roots out, because it's going to be in here a good long time. Put the roots out like that, just spread them around, and 3 nice plants. Now, it probably looks like it's a bit heavily planted in actual fact, but what these like is they like to be in close proximity to each other, and these can stay in here for, I would say, 3 years, because they should be burst in the pot before you actually want to move it. Now, just something on, and a bit more compost on top, a little bit more. They like fierce drainage, but they also like full sun. If you've got a hot spot on your patio that gets the sun all day, or somewhere in your garden, put these in it. The more sun they get, the more they're going to flower for you, and they will flower the heads off. And the blues and the whites are beautiful. They really are lovely plants. But if you give them a bit of abuse, they'll do wonders for you. And it really is as simple as that. So you don't have to do anything with that. You can keep it watered regular. You can feed them. Though it's not absolutely essential. Don't make it a big heavy duty thing. But these will grow and flower and grow and flower. You'll get those single stems coming up with multi-headed trumpet-shaped blue and white flowers. And I tell you what, they really are a beautiful thing. Well worth growing. Just give them a bit of abuse. Treat your man much the same way. So Agapanthus, now I potted them on into individual pots, and this is how well they've done. And that flower's great, isn't it? It's just beautiful. Blue's a lovely colour because you don't see it that much in the garden. But you can keep them in individual pots. You could leave that in that pot for the next 2 years. And the pot will start to bulge, but it'll be fine, and it chucks out more and more flower. But what I've done with 3 of these is put it in a pot like this. Now, I've used the 3 colours here. There's light blue, dark blue and white. And I've crammed them in actual fact, and that's what they like. They don't like being lost in a great big bed of really rich compost and that type of thing. I give them a good start with a decent compost, and I'll leave it alone then. I don't do anything to them at all, because in the wild you'll see them in ditches, you'll see them by the side of houses, and they grow prolifically. They're fantastic, and that's all you really need to do. I'll probably top dress this with a little bit of grit, just stops the weeds growing, as weeds have a habit of doing. But other than that, that's all you have to do with it. And the beauty of this is, when it's in a pot like this, you have it on the patio, because it likes full sun, it likes to be baked. You have it on a patio, it flowers, it dies back, and the foliage looks attractive, but then you can move it and put something else in a pot in its place. And it's a really versatile plant, but don't treat it too well. They don't like nice treatment, but fantastic plant nonetheless.